Welcome back. This is part 4 of Begin the Book on Your Bucket List. Today we're going to talk about knowing your reader. What do you need to know about them, and why is knowing them important before you get started? Before we begin, a brief introduction in case you didn't watch the other videos. I'm Allie. I'm the owner and lead writer over at therightplacerighttime.com. I'm a writing guide and ghostwriter for women who are ready to brave the path to the page and tell their stories. It doesn't mean that I don't work with a few good men, but typically I work with women. So today we're talking about know your reader, and this is really, really important, okay? Knowing your reader is gold. To say that my book would be good for everyone is not true. It's also not good practice, and it's not going to be sellable in that way, okay? You are never going to be able to sell your book to everyone. You've probably heard the phrasing, that's good English. You've probably heard the saying that talking to everyone means you're saying nothing, or something along those lines. I've screwed up the actual quote, but you get the point. When we shout out into the masses at everyone our whole message, nobody listens because they don't know that our message is for them. But when we specify what it is that we're saying, to who it is that we intend to receive it, then there's a very different feedback loop that happens. Your book is no different. Your book is for an audience, a segment of people, a specific person perhaps. Trying to write your book for everyone is never going to work, but trying to write your book for someone will. So who is the someone that your book really needs to reach? You should be really thinking about that particular individual person. What do they look like? Where do they live? How old are they? What kinds of beliefs do they have? What keeps them up at night? Where do they hang out online? What kinds of other books do they read? You could come up with a whole list of things to create their profile, but the goal here is to know that profile so well that when you sit down to the computer to work on your book, you can picture them in your mind's eye as you're working. The writing is going to come out more clear, more specific, and more authentic because you are specifically engaged with the idea that this particular person is on the other side of the work, engaging with it and receiving the very messages that you specifically want them to have. So know your reader before you begin. Think about who they are, and beyond all else, think about why your book is relevant to them. And that's why the relevancy of your book is why your book is not for everyone. Because what's relevant to you and what you're sharing and what's relevant to somebody else are very subjective. You need to find your people. You need to find your people who your book and your message is going to resonate with the most powerfully. So that's what I have for you in knowing your reader. While you're working on that, I encourage you and invite you to come check out my website, therightplacerighttime.com, and to check out my newest free lead magnet, which I've put in the description below. Good luck with this next exercise.